경기장 도시형.
All right, guys, let's kick this off with a Zerg versus Protoss match up at the top of the map. In the red, representing Team Old Generation StarCrafters, it is Luvsic. And down at the bottom of the map, in the blue, playing Protoss, leading off for the Team FX Open, it is TAC.
All right, so I love that this is the starting map for this round, especially as the matches just mean so much. I mean, I think we're in agreement this is our favorite map at the moment. So.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly even for all the races. I don't think it's actually possible to make a map that's 100% balanced for all three races. No matter how you lay it out, some race is going to have a slight advantage, but this is definitely one of the most balanced maps in competitive play in StarCraft 2. So you see a lot of great games on it, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was going to be one of them.
You know, this is kind of an interesting note. Playhem, who runs a lot of the online daily tournaments and stuff like that now, they actually took together 31,500 of their replays, the vast majority of which were Grandmaster and Masters players and things like that, because it draws from their bigger tournaments.
Right.
And what do you think was the most balanced? Is it largely draws from the ladder map pool? What do you think was the most balanced of those maps?
Well, I already saw that thread, so I can tell you, it was Teldrim Altar.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, which is actually one of my least favorite maps to play on, but
it
is a good map for competitive play. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so pool first for Luvsic, nothing out of the ordinary, as wants to make sure that he's not going to have to worry about any sort of an extended block at his natural. Going to get out some early lings there. TAC, on the other hand, is going to open with a Nexus first, actually on 15, it looks like.
Yep, that's right. So both of these guys doing pretty standard openings here. You see a lot of Protoss players go for the Nexus first on this map in this matchup. And right now that probe just being very annoying. Will he throw down a pylon and block that hatchery for even longer?
Well, let's see how annoying he wants to be. He could drop one down in a second.
Yep.
No?
He could.
And maybe more down. No, he actually just expended 150 on a forge, so he's going to have to get out of there. Luvsic gets down his hatch at just the right time.
Yep, that's right. And I bet we're probably going to see a fairly quick third hatchery from Luvsic as well. The common style in ZVP these days in Korea is to go for 3 hatcheries before getting gas. Usually get to kind of the high 30s, low 40s in supply, and then take both your gas, and then go roaches after that. So that's probably what we're going to see out of Luvsic. TAC putting down that forge, like you said, putting down his gateway, just getting his wall up and running here. We've seen a lot of players go for big gateway timings. We've seen kind of the re-emergence of Blink Stalkers being very popular in this matchup, but we still see Stargates every once in a while as well. So a lot of different options for TAC.
And Probe is trying to get another look at the base, but unfortunately he's going to die here in just a second. Boom. Thought he was... Well, he actually did see the drone come out, though, so...
He did.
He'll know that his opponent is going after a very, very fast third. Of course, this is a pretty normal response to an opponent going Nexus first, though.
Yep, that's right. It's a very strong build. You can get a lot of drones out really early, and I mean, if you're Protoss, what are you going to do right now? I mean, you're going to cannon rush him? There's not a lot you can do to really put pressure on the Zerg early on. I mean, if you send out a Zealot or 2, they're picked off fairly easily by Zerglings. So yeah, Zergs have kind of been taking advantage of this, doing that 3 hatchery build. So TAC, though, you got to know he has a plan.
And let's see, he's going double gas very, very quickly here. Yep. So we'll see if he wants to jump into Stargate or if he's just going to continue along an upgrade gateway-oriented version of play. TAC getting another good scout, though, sees exactly when that third was coming up, sees the natural finishing up, and he's even going to be able to sneak into the main. Of course, not going to see any gas yet.
Yep, that's right. He at least got to look at the right side gas. So, but he should be able to make a pretty good guess that there is no gas taken at all yet for Luvsic. And so TAC just kind of checking, making sure everything is going as planned, and it certainly is. No fast +1 or anything like that from TAC yet. I mean, he just started getting gas, so I suppose we'll have to see if he starts it or not. But yeah, he did just make that sentry first here.
And let's see now as sentry is indeed popping out, and Luvsic has just been droning up for a little while now. Doing a pretty effective job of that, as a matter of fact. He's going to be sitting on 33 drones here momentarily. His creep spread has already started pretty effectively. In addition, multiple creep tumors to start drawing from. Of course, they do stack, so they'll spread that creep pretty quickly.
Yeah, generally pretty good to get those bases connected to each other, but no connection from the natural to the main, though, which is a little bit odd. Usually you see Zerg players put down a creep tumor there fairly early. Now, we just saw TAC put down a pylon, and he put it down kind of off to the side here just to kind of look for overlords. But that is going to be the signal for Luvsic to come in here and see what's going on, and he will see that robo for sure.
Yeah, so he's going to get up there. He's actually got 2 overlords coming in from either side right now.
Nice.
We, of course, know that there are 3 gateways coming up. It's like this overlord is going to tear away now, as Luvsic has pretty much seen everything there is to see.
Yeah, and you notice he only made 1 overlord to kind of get away from that because he knew he'd be able to escape with this one too. So really nice little touch there by Luvsic.
And speaking of touches, Tickle Beam going to work on this overlord, but it's not going to be enough. The overlord will slip away into the night.
Oh yeah.
And let's see here now as Luvsic, he's only sitting on, he's actually sitting on 3 gas now. Did just finish up 2 and 3 over at his natural as well. So 3 gas, layer tech, and a roach warren with a macro hatch hitting the field all at the same time.
Yeah, the common style has been to just get that roach warren up and then use that if you need to hold off some early pressure, and then start your upgrades and then eventually go towards Mutalisk play. That's been kind of the popular thing to do. In ZVP, we've been seeing players like Dongrigu do that almost exclusively in that matchup as well, so wouldn't be surprised at all if Luvsic was going for that style. Either way, he should have a pretty powerful army and wouldn't have any trouble holding off some gateway pushes that Tear might decide to do. I wonder if he's going to be pushing with Gateway Immortal. I'm kind of curious. He's throwing down more gateways, and he is making second Immortal right away, so this might be one of those. Yeah, how many gateways? 6? 7 gates. Okay, yeah. There's a push that's really popular in Korea right now that's 7 gates and usually like 3 Immortals, 2 or 3 Immortals. So I believe that is what we are going to see Tear try to do.
All right, well, he has a good chance at pulling it off as well. There are 7 roaches being thrown down, +1 weapons finishing for everything as well, and he's got a good amount of zealots already to start chewing through those Zerglings. We already got some spore crawlers thrown down in preparation for Luvsic. Looks like 1 at each base, as a matter of fact.
Yep, need to be ready for DTs. It's not a huge investment to get that, and then you can also maybe spot observers if you're lucky as well. And a spine crawler back there to protect against any sort of warp prism play or anything like that. And here comes the move out from Tear. So yeah, it is indeed going to be this Immortal push. It's going to be the 3 Immortal variety. We see the 3rd just finishing up right now. And we'll see if, because +1 weapon, or sorry, +1 armor is actually on the way as well. Just 115 seconds away from finishing. And of course, he's going to expend some Chrono Boost to make sure that that gets done pretty quickly. So when this army hits. Oh, nice scout with that Zergling. He should know it's coming now.
And how is he preparing? Looks like just spamming out a bunch of roaches and lings right now with all of his available resources. He's sitting on 57 workers at the moment, and actually a lot of his forces have cycled around the left-hand side of the map.
What is Luvsic doing? Is he possibly going for a counterattack? Is he maybe watching for a warp prism possibly that might be coming around that side? I think he's just going for a counterattack. He's like, all right, I might decide to give you an easier time at my 3rd, but I'm going to take out yours. And then he gets there and sees that there is no 3rd. But will he continue to counterattack the natural? He's sending a lot of his units there.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Is Luvsic just going to base trade this?
He may very well. Luvsic making his way in. Reinforcements coming from basically everywhere. He does sneak the Zerglings on through. Tear was not worried about that because Tear is worried about his attack, which is about ready to crush through Luvsic's 3rd. He's making his way up to the natural as well. Luvsic really doesn't have a lot there. He's trying to put down as many spine crawlers as possible to delay.
A lot of spine crawlers, yeah.
All right. And actually throwing down a force field so he can't get into the main, but that does sacrifice every probe sitting up at the front. But here comes Tear through the front door.
Yeah, this is a really smart move by Luvsic actually to throw down all those spine crawlers, keep a good amount of roaches at home. This is going to delay for so long, give those other spine crawlers time to get up, and we'll have to see. I mean, it's a strong army from Tear, but Luvsic is really, really doing a lot of damage in return as well.
All right, so he actually, with these spine crawlers, is slowing down this army quite a bit, starting to rally in some.
Yeah, all he has to do is kill this attack, and then if he does that, he will have won the game. He got to the main. I think Luvsic's got this.
I think he does as well. He's got a significant supply advantage. Tear is making nothing at the moment. He's only got a couple of probes. In fact, taking a look at the unit counting station, 4 on the field, and that is all. 37 supply and falling. Looks like the spine crawlers were enough to hold, and Luvsic is going to move on to take game number 1.
Yep, he's got to be a little bit careful with those roaches. He doesn't want to use all those because this is still a scary army from Tear. But it does look like Luvsic will take this. Oh, yeah, focusing down one of the Immortals.
Yeah.
Forkissing it as well. Stabbing it with a fork. Eats the fork, Zerg.
Forkissing. That's so evil.
Right.
But, yeah, Tear looks like they're going to fall. So, no FXO all kill this week as opposed to what we saw last go-around. And Luvsic clearing
That
up the
is
last
it,
of the
GG.
units. There's the GG. So congratulations, OGS. They've taken game number 1 of this best of 9.